Thank you for joining me for this 40-ish minute Vinyasa flow where we will have the opportunity to stretch into our body, to breathe into our body a bit, and to flow. This class is meant to serve all levels, but I do encourage you to modify as needed. Whether you are looking for a bit more challenge or maybe a variation of a pose as we flow through it, take exactly what you need from moment to moment. We'll start this flow on our feet in a mountain pose. Take your time getting there. Maybe a little bit of bonus points for using no hands. And then come to the top of your mat, the top of your space, rocking it forward and back a few times. Take a moment to just arrive. Feel the feet plant on the earth beneath you. When you're satisfied with waking up the feet, maybe even taking a little ankle circle or two, go ahead and settle in. Get rooted down. Drop the shoulders away from your ears and imagine you just got a little bit taller. Taking a big inhale, rise and reach the hands up overhead. Maybe at the top, there's a little back bend. As you exhale, lead with the heart and dive to forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale and fold. Plant the hands, step back to a high plank or maybe a tabletop if you prefer. As you land, the heart continues to shine forward. We tuck the elbows in nice and close. There's a little softness in the elbows. And let the gaze be just a few inches, maybe even a foot in front of you. Notice your breath. Can you keep it even and soft, even in this shape, this moment? Take one more inhale. As you exhale, shift it forward. Lower down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Tuck those elbows back in nice and close, fingers wide. On the inhale, rise and press. Maybe to a baby cobra, maybe up a bit higher. Exhale, lower in. Let your right cheek come down to the mat for just a moment. On the inhale, rise and press. Exhale, lower in, left cheek plants. Take that 2 more times. Inhale to rise just as high as feels good for you. And then exhale, right cheek lands. Inhale to rise. Exhale, release. This time, inhale, rise and press. As you exhale and release the breath, tuck the toes, rise the hips up to down dog. Get your weight even between hands and feet. Fingers are nice and wide. Those elbows are still tucked in close with a little softness. Drop alternating heels down towards your mat for a pedal in this shape. Can you get a good stretch through your hamstring, your glute, your calf, your heel? Ready to feel the stretching and release. Maybe exhale with the stretch to allow for a little more softness. Taking a pause in your pedal, gaze at the hands and hop, walk, or float to forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise and reach up overhead, palms meeting at the peak. Interlace your fingers and let the pointer and thumb stick out for steeple fingers. Reaching through those fingertips, take an inhale. As you exhale, drop the hands back by your side. Step the left leg back to warrior one. And pause. Take a moment to get rooted through the feet. That back foot is about a 45-degree angle. Your right knee is in line with your hip, and the torso is turning as far forward as you comfortably can. Now maybe, for most of us, we tend to be pretty tight here, and so you might be more of an angle facing towards the corner of your mat. That's okay. It's not right or wrong, it's different experiences in the pose. So feel into it. Where do you want to be? Perhaps you keep the hands right by your side, or rise and reach up overhead. If you're looking for a bit more stretch, step the feet further apart. Longer distance between the 2 feet. That makes sense. And notice, can you even feel this in your foot potentially? Your shin, your calf, that instep of your foot. Where do you feel the stretch? Where does it start and where does it end? Take one more inhale as you exhale. Dive to frame the foot with both hands. Stepping right foot back to meet left in down dog. Take a look to the hands and shift it forward to high plank. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, rise and press. Maybe you take a look over your right shoulder and then left. Before lowering in with the next exhale, tucking the toes, rising the hips up for down dog. Step your big toes together. On the inhale, kick, let me think about that. Kick the right leg high, bend your knee and open up your hip. Maybe there's a circle of the ankle, maybe even some movement in the hip or the knee if you'd like. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, step that right foot forward, right in between the hands. Left foot comes to meet it in a forward fold. On the inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise and reach up overhead. Find those steeple fingers once more. And then maybe there's a little back bend at the top as you land. Before lengthening back out, standing up nice and tall in your mountain pose with steeple fingers. Take a big step of the right leg back this time. I hope I did that right the first time. Opposite of wherever you started. And then drop the hands down by your side. I apologize if I'm getting mixed up with sides. I did a lot of yoga this weekend and didn't have to mirror, so I'm trying to figure out where I am in time and space right now. You might keep those hands down by your side. Maybe that feels comfortable, or rise and reach up overhead. Take a pause to feel into your form. Get the feet rooted down. Press. And imagine you're getting a little bit taller. One more inhale. As you exhale, windmill the hands down to frame your foot. Step it back to meet the other in down dog. And then kick the left leg high. Just kidding. Is that what I want to do? Yeah, kick that left leg high. Bend the knee, open up your hip. We're a little out of order, admittedly, but that's okay. We're gonna go with it. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, drop the foot back into your down dog. Gaze at the hands and shift it forward to high plank. Heart shines forward, gaze is forward. Take an inhale. As you exhale, shift forward, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale to rise and press. Medium will play softer. Exhale, lower in. Tuck the toes, rise the hips up. This is where we should have kicked that leg up, but that's okay. We're gonna make it work. Take your gaze to your hands, hop, walk, or float to forward fold. On the inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise and reach up overhead. Palms meet. Find steeple fingers. Maybe take a little back bend. Before lengthening back out, stepping left leg. Yes, left back. Sorry. Hardest part of yoga teaching. Left and right. Who knew? Drop the hands down by your sides, palms shining forward. Now if you'd like to open the heart, the chest a little bit more, reach those hands back behind you more. You can keep them just like that, or if it's available, interlace the fingers. Find your yoga mudra arms. Fingers interlaced. Press the heart up toward the sky, roll the shoulders down and back. Notice your breath. Then perhaps you hang out right here, or you might appreciate diving over the front leg for humble warrior. Taking one more inhale as you exhale, lead with the heart, rise back up to standing, extend the arms up overhead. And then turn that back foot so that you're high up on your toes and land in your crescent lunge. Notice the difference from warrior one with the foot pivoted about 45 degrees versus turning that foot, having the hips squared now. Where do you feel that stretch? In your hips especially. Notice how it changed the stretch in your hips, your glute, your calf, your foot. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, drop the hands down, frame your foot, step it back to meet the other in down dog. Take a look at the hands and shift it forward to high plank. Big inhale. As you exhale, shift forward, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, rise and press somewhere between baby cobra and up dog. Exhale, release, tuck the toes, rise the hips up, down dog. Kick the right leg high, bend your knee, open up your hip, maybe circle around a few times into the ankle, the knee, the hip, you decide. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, step that right foot forward. Left foot comes to meet it and forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise and reach, palms meet in steeple fingers. Take that little back bend. And then rise up and lengthen out. Active core, neutral pelvis. Big inhale. As you exhale, drop the hands back by your side. Step that right foot back this time. Get your feet planted. Maybe you turn the torso towards the front. Maybe it's more diagonal. Notice what feels best for you, and particularly where you feel the stretch on this side. You can extend the hands back behind you a bit more, or reach back for that yoga mudra on this side. And then leading with the heart, if you feel so inspired, dive into your humble warrior. Challenge your core, your back, your feet, your stability. One more inhale. As you exhale, press up, back up to standing. Rise and reach the hands up overhead. And then turn the back foot to land in your crescent lunge. Pay attention to that front knee. Notice if it's traveling. Mine just was. I was way in here and didn't realize it until I was like, oh, my foot hurts. Weird. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, windmill the hands down, frame the foot, step it back to down dog. Take a gaze to your hands, shift it forward to high plank. Inhale. Exhale, shift forward, chaturanga, lower down. Inhale, rise and press. Exhale, lower in, tuck the toes, rise the hips up, down dog. Keep the left leg high this time, bend the knee, open up your hip. Maybe there's a circling, some movement there. One more inhale. As you exhale, step that left foot forward, right in between the hands. Right foot comes to meet it, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise and reach up overhead. Palms meet in steeple fingers. Take a little back bend. Exhale, get nice and tall. Step that left foot back to warrior one. Drop the hands back by your side. Maybe reaching back behind you. Maybe all the way to yoga mudra. Take an inhale to shine the heart up toward the sky, and then leading with the heart, dive toward the knee for humble warrior. Inhale, rise right back up. Lead with your heart. Exhale, flow back in. Take that one more time. Inhale to rise. Exhale to flow. Inhale, rise back up. This time, hands rise and reach up overhead. That back foot turns. You find your crescent lunge. Notice the variation of the stretch. Where do you feel it? Check in with that front knee. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, windmill the hands down to frame your foot, and then kick up the left foot to standing split. Maybe it's traditional standing split with your hips squared to the mat, or you might prefer transversal, kicking open, sending the foot, the heel up toward the sky. What do you prefer here? What feels best in this moment? Taking one more inhale. As you exhale, drop that left foot back behind you, crescent lunge base, hands stay planted on the mat. Right foot steps back to meet the left in down dog. Take a gaze to your hands, shift it forward to high plank. Big inhale. Exhale, shift forward, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale to rise and press. Exhale, lower in, tuck the toes, rise the hips up, down dog. Keep the right leg high, bend your knee, open up the hip. Maybe find some movement or even flip your dog if you'd like. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, step the right foot forward, right in between the hands. Left foot comes to meet it, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise and reach. Hands meet and steeple fingers. Take a little back bend. Exhale, get nice and tall. Step the right foot back to your warrior one. Pivot that back foot to about a 45-degree angle. Make sure you're pressing through the outside of the foot as well, and then send the hands back behind you. Maybe palms shining forward. Maybe you reach for that yoga mudra. This side is so much more challenging for me. Take an inhale. As you exhale, lead with the heart. Dive into humble warrior. Inhale, lead with the heart. Rise right back up to stand. And then exhale, flow back in. Take it one more time. Inhale to rise. Exhale to flow. This time, inhale to rise. Reach the hands up overhead. Pivot that back foot. Maybe narrow it up a little bit. Find your crescent lunge. On the next exhale, frame your foot with both hands. Keep the right leg high, maybe to a traditional standing split, maybe transversal. What do you desire here? Take one more inhale. As you exhale, step that right foot back to your crescent lunge base. Frame the foot with both hands, and then left foot meets the right in down dog. Taking your gaze to your hands, shift to high plank. Inhale. As you exhale, lower in chaturanga. Inhale, rise and press. Exhale, release. Inhale, tuck the toes, rise the hips up, down dog. Kick the left leg high, bend your knee, open up your hip. Maybe there's some movement, maybe a circling. Maybe you even flip your dog if you like. Taking one more inhale. As you exhale, left foot steps forward. Right comes to meet it and forward fold. Take opposite hand to opposite elbow for a little ragdoll sway. Let the lips part, the jaw soften. See if you can let go a bit here. Soften the knees, soften the face. The next exhale, release your hands down towards the mat. As you inhale, fingertips slide up to your shins, find a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise and reach, palms meeting in steeple fingers. Take a little back bend at the top. Exhale to stand up tall. Step that left leg back to warrior one more time. And then drop the hands back behind you. Maybe all the way to yoga mudra. Take an inhale to press the heart up toward the sky. As you exhale, dive in. Inhale, rise. Right back up to warrior one. Exhale, flow into humble. Inhale to rise. Exhale to flow. Take it 2 more times with your own breath. This time as you rise, reach the hands up overhead, turn that back foot, land high on your toes for your crescent lunge. Maybe there's a little back bend in crescent to stretch into the front of the hips a bit more, the abdomen. As you exhale, frame your foot with both hands, kick that left leg high for standing split. Maybe in standing split, you circle the ankle or find some other movement that feels satisfactory. Taking one more inhale. As you exhale, drop that left foot down, create your crescent base once more. Palms land, step your right foot back to meet the left in down dog. Maybe pause for a pedal if you'd like. Take a pause in your pedal, shift it forward to high plank, inhale. Exhale, shift forward, chaturanga. Inhale, rise and press, take the gaze over the right shoulder. And then left. Before exhaling, dropping in, tucking the toes, rising the hips up for down dog. Yeah. Kick that left leg, just kidding. Kick that right leg high, there we are. Right leg up toward the sky for a three-legged dog. Maybe circle the ankle, the hip, the knee. We'll figure out that left and right someday. We'll see. Taking one more inhale as you exhale, step it forward to forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise and reach. Palms meet in steeple fingers. Take a little back bend. Before rising back up nice and tall, stepping the right foot back to warrior one. Drop those hands back behind you, maybe all the way to yoga mudra arms. Anybody notice a significant difference between the two sides? This one is so much more challenging for me. Take that heart up toward the sky as you inhale. Lead with the heart. Exhale, flow into humble warrior. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise to warrior one. Exhale, release to humble. Take it 2 more times. This time as you inhale and rise, extend the arms up overhead, pivot that back foot, find your crescent lunge, and maybe take a little back bend in crescent. As you exhale, windmill the hands down, frame your foot, step it back. Nope, just kidding, stay right there. Frame that foot with both hands and then kick the right leg high. There we go, standing split. Whew. Who knew yoga could be a memory practice as well? Yahoo for working smarter, not harder. Maybe there's a little circle of the ankle, the knee in your standing split. Maybe a variation is speaking to you. Play with it. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, step the right foot back into your crescent lunge base. Frame your left foot and step it back to meet you right in down dog. Pausing for a pedal. Take a pause in that pedaling. Look to your hands. Shift it forward, high plank. Inhale. As you exhale, shift forward, lower down, crescent up. Chaturanga. Same thing. Inhale, rise and press. Take your gaze over the right shoulder. And then over the left. Before lowering in, keep the knees planted and then slide back to child's pose. Hips to heels. Maybe the knees and the heels stay really close, or maybe you keep big toes together and then take the knees really wide for a child's pose variation, if you'd like. Come back to the breath, to the moment. And consider, where has your attention been during this practice? Perhaps if you're a seasoned practitioner, you came into it with an intention in mind already. But for most of us, myself included, if we're not prompted to set an intention toward the beginning of practice, our mind then just goes where it goes, so to speak. So notice, where has your mind been this practice? Where have your thoughts been focused? Where is your energy thereby been focused? Notice. Taking it a step further, consider, is this something that you want to cultivate more of in your life? Whatever you found your thoughts focused on, is this something that you desire, you intend to bring more into your life? Consider. Energy flows where our attention goes, and our reality is created by where we focus our thoughts and thereby our energy. And so if you found yourself in that little exercise thinking, no, I don't actually want more of that in my experience, then just notice, be aware of that. That's part of the human condition. We very often think about what we don't want, or what we're not looking for, or what isn't working for us. And because the universe doesn't understand negatives, it doesn't understand no, don't, not, don't want, etc., it thinks that we're inviting more in. We're saying, yes, please, more of that, because what we focus on is what we cultivate, right? And so, knowing that, being aware of that, be a little bit more deliberate, intentional about your thoughts wherever you go from here. When you catch yourself lost in thought, lost in your head, reflecting internally, ask yourself, do I want more of this? Because I know that by focusing my thoughts, by focusing my intention, by focusing my attention and energy, I create my reality. And so, do I want more of this? And if the answer is anything but a resounding, excited yes, then simply pivot. No guilt or blame or shame or other baloney, because you'll just invite more of that. Notice, become aware of, and pivot. Lean into what it is you desire. Lean into what makes you feel inspired. Lean into the joy and satisfaction of moment to moment. There's always something to be grateful for. There's always something we can appreciate. Taking one more inhale into this shape. As you exhale, slow release to make your way to a seat. Take your time. That's a deep hip opener. Perhaps you desire something else on the way. Take your time. flow where you want to go, and then find a seat that feels comfortable for you. Knowing there's no right or wrong way to sit. Allow yourself to get comfortable, the shoulders to roll away from your ears. And imagine you're a little taller through the crown of the head. Come back to the breath, come back to the moment. I've shared before that when I teach yoga, I rarely choose my readings in advance. I prefer to go with the flow, literally and figuratively, and to feel into where I feel inspired to go. And sometimes that comes up organically, like it just kind of did with that little rant. And sometimes I feel inspired for a certain reading. I'd like to expand on what I was sharing about creating our reality and how that looks in practice. We know that our yoga practice is both on the mat and off, and I would wager to say that the yoga practice off the mat is often significantly more challenging than what I experience on the mat. I wonder if that's true for you. This morning I had an experience where Penny and I went out for a nice, long, leisurely walk. We had a really spacious morning, and I was feeling so grateful for that, so joyful to have the spaciousness, to have the time, to be up early. I love nothing better than being up early in the city because it's one of the few times it's quiet. And there's less people and less traffic, and you can just be. And as we walked, it felt so good the first few minutes, and I began to notice trash and litter, mostly fireworks and empty beer cans and bottles, some of which were smashed. And I got really sad, and then very quickly really angry. In general, at the human race. But when I started exploring the feeling and the frustration further, I realized it's not the human race, it's a select few humans who choose differently than I do, who choose to be destructive, who choose to cause mayhem and leave trash around and have this expectation and belief that, well, someone else will take care of it. And as we continued our walk, I found that they had set off fireworks within the little free library. And not only had it gone up in flames and was destroyed, but so were all of the books that were within it. And this really broke my heart because my feeling was, how dare you? How dare you destroy something that not only does not belong to you, but that benefits so many others in this community? And even if it's not something that you appreciate personally, how dare you? And then, after a while, not right away, after a while of being in my head and trying to process this and to challenge my thoughts, I eventually reached for empathy and compassion. And I'm not there all the time quite yet, though I have faith I will get there consistently. I found empathy and compassion because I realized how miserable these human beings must be internally, how dissatisfied with their own experience must they be to feel so destructive, to feel so uncaring about another and their experience and their enjoyment of a community resource like that little free library. And how unfortunate that they were not able to see the beauty in that opportunity, the benefit in that resource. Instead, they chose what they chose. And that's a damn shame, isn't it? Isn't it too bad when somebody doesn't see the benefit of a resource, the beauty in something simple like a book, or like the community coming together to support each other by offering these books, offering the little free library that was built by someone in the neighborhood, offering pantry items from time to time within that little free library, knowing that we have neighbors in need. How unfortunate that these people couldn't see that and couldn't appreciate that and experience the joy and satisfaction of that opportunity that we had. So after some reflection, I got there. I challenged it. And I can mostly be compassionate. But that's our yoga off of the mat, right? It's no different than landing in a standing split and going from that initial automatic thought of, oh, why can't I do this? Why isn't this working for me? This sucks. My body isn't working the way I want. It's not how it's supposed to be. To then challenging it with that empathy and that compassion by reframing, by leaning into the satisfaction, the realization that, hey, we get to be on the mat. We get to practice. We get to move our bodies. We get the opportunity to grow, to evolve, to practice. And that is something to be grateful for. Having opportunities, having experiences, having the ability to challenge that thought, to challenge that feeling, to lean into joy and satisfaction. That is a gift. And a practice. I implore you, my friend, keep on practicing. It's what it's all about. Take a big inhale and rise the hands up overhead, letting the palms meet at the peak. Before exhaling down to heart center at Anjali Mudra. Take it 2 more times, sweeping up the energy around you and bringing it back into heart space, connecting with your inner wisdom, connecting with your heart, connecting with your internal experience, your practice, your abilities, your compassion. Bowing chin to hands, we seal our practice with Namaste. The divine in me recognizes and appreciates the divine in you. And I remind myself as well as you that there's divine within all of us. We might be buried under bullshit sometimes, but there's divine in all of us, even people who make some choices we don't love. Till next time, be safe. Be kind. Continue choosing to be well. Have a great day, wherever you go from here.